And good evening, everybody. I'm sorry that the stream is up late, but the team started a little bit earlier than they were supposed to, and I was having some tech issues getting the stream up. But we're up now, and we are live, and it is pretty early on. We only missed the pistol round in the following two, so we didn't miss a whole lot, and I do apologize once again. But let me get straight into the action here, as we are going to see the fourth round of the match. It is a 2-on-3 in favor of TST. They had the bomb down inside the B bomb site. As you can see, McNutty is going to be on a flank here in lower B, as we are going to have him catching Lucky completely blindsided there. And so we are going to have just JDM left. He is going to have the op, but he looks like he's just going to try to save it. It looks like TeamStreamTeam is going to be able to take a second round here. Adren trying to chase JDM, who has the op, who is trying to get away with it and save it if he can. But he is definitely going to get hunted down here. Adren's going to be pressing him for mid. I think there's also one pressing him from long A. That's going to be Statutory Ape, actually, who's just waiting to see if he can catch JDM. JDM actually is working backwards to the pit, so he may actually fall to this trap. But no, he reacts in time and gets the kill onto Ape. And, oh, Adren catches him, though. And so that is going to be it there. No op save for JDM. A great chase there by Adren and company from the opposing front. Once again, I do apologize that the stream is late, but it is live, and thanks to all of you for tuning in, as we are going to get into round number 5 here, a tie game at 2-all. Let me do the roster rundown now. I didn't get to do that before. For Netcode, it will be Bog, which is a sub for Finesse. Finesse was unable to play tonight due to computer issues, I heard. Then you have Hayes, Cutler, Lucky, and JDM64. For TeamStreamTeam, you have Adren, A2Z, McNutty, Statutory Ape, and Polly. And with this eco round commencing here, it's looking like TeamStreamTeam is going to be able to walk away with this pretty easily. As you can see, A2Z there catching quite a few frags at A with no real issues. Bog, who I don't really know a whole lot about. I guess he's just kind of a friend of the team that was filling in tonight for Finesse, who, like I said, was having some type of PC issues, so was unable to be able to play tonight. So that is kind of the deal with that. I can see we're starting to have people starting to come in. Like I said, thanks for tuning in, and sorry that the stream came up late, but I guess better late than never, as we are going to get into round number 6 here. Full guns on both sides, so the CT side does have a FAMAS on Hayes, so they did kind of have to force just a little bit here. Looks like TeamStreamTeam's kind of working towards A. They have a couple outside long, a couple towards mid. At least for now. CT side definitely doing kind of 2 mid, 1 B, and 2 A. So kind of a 1-2-2 type setup, with JDM just kind of floating back and forth between Cat and helping out Lucky at the long pit. We saw them do this setup a lot yesterday when we casted their match against, I believe that was Reliable Gaming, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was Mediocre Gamers, my fault. So when we saw Netcode play Mediocre last night, we saw this type of setup with Lucky playing pit alone and JDM just kind of floating back and forth quite a lot. As so far Netcode able to keep things even there. They're able to get that trade, bring it back down to a 4 versus 4. We are going to see Adren and Statutory 8 beginning to start working that op and such up the catwalk here. Adren is the bomb carrier. JDM also has the op on the A platform. Or take that back, he has a silenced M4. No op for JDM this time around. CST definitely looking like to work the McGangbang strat that Adren likes to call it, where you smoke off CT spawn and then you can either drop a player down to work ramp from a different angle, or you can work into CT spawn. This time they just pretty much front force cats, and they will go and get that bomb planted inside the A bomb site here. CT's trying to make the rotations, but we do see Pauly already catching one of those fairly easily. And so it looks like we are just going to see the CT save. From what I can tell, maybe Lucky looking for an exit. Cutler may also be looking for an exit over here towards the catwalk. We'll switch over to him. He does pick up one, but now he's just going to save. But that's the point I'm trying to make, is what you'll sometimes see is around 3 people cat, maybe even 4, and then you kind of have maybe 1 lurker here or 1 lurker here. And basically the strat is you throw a smoke here, which is going to block off vision CT spawn pretty deep. It's not shallow like the ones you see here for long crossing, but it's just a deeper CT smoke. And what it does is it really allows you to do one of 2 things. You either drop a player down so that you can execute A from 2 different angles, like such, Or you'll sometimes see another smoke bloom actually on the catwalk above CT spawn, and they'll use that for cover to drop a player down to actually traverse their way to a B split. So the point is this smoke doesn't really tell you a whole lot. They could be going B through CT spawn, they could be going A with that split take on the site. So it's just kind of a great dynamic smoke that you can throw that can be used for multiple different things. So definitely great stuff here as TST trying to work their way into the B bomb site this time around. So far, even trades. We see TST trying to work the B split. As I said, the CT spawn smoke is up. They're pressing out the doors. McNutty already picked up Hayes. JDM able to press in the smoke. They'll get the bomb down, and Cutler able to help him out to grab another frag. So Netcode actually does have the one-man advantage right now. 3 versus 2 at this point. TST does have the bomb site though, but the bomb is down, and that's really the biggest issue. They now have to press out of B to try to come back at the CT, so we're holding the bomb at spawn. Lucky and Ape are going to make the trade, but Lucky will get the better of it there with those final 2 frags. So a great defense by Netcode, holding off that B split, especially at the mid double doors. That was definitely the big play there. As when nothing's really going on is when I bring the map up. It's not like when, oh my goodness, Trim just getting a door headshot, but that was a crazy pick. But what I was saying was I usually put up the map when nothing's really going on to try to give you a different take on the analysis of the game. Especially like in between rounds, I kind of use it to talk about the strats in the last round. So some people like it, some people don't. I do apologize if it's not your flavor. As we are going to see TST continuing to be successful here in this round. McNutty just picked up another frag onto Lucky, and that does give them a 2-man advantage going into the round. So at this point, Netcode really needs to rely on Hayes and JDM to come up huge. JDM, of course, very deadly with the op, and Hayes, as we saw in that match earlier this week when they played MG, he was definitely one of the heavy fraggers for the Netcode side. So this is definitely looking to them here as a Dren continuing to try to work his way at mid. Bog's going to be right there to his left. He does have that op at the ready for any type of press through mid. The rest of TST just kind of controlling Cat, but they are definitely starting to work out these double doors as well. So they're just trying to look for picks here, while Ape is kind of on Cat, also looking for anybody. Hayes is going to be in the area, and Ape will jump on top of him there with the AK, and now TST is definitely looking to be going to B, so it's going to be up to Bog. JDM able to catch one with the op from long. Now Bog on one side of the window, able to get the first kill onto Pauly, but A2Z is there to immediately trade out. And so TST does have full control of the B site. They'll get the plant, and JDM is the last man standing for Netcode here with the op at the catwalk. And I would not be the least bit surprised if he decided just to take this op and try to save it, but he has to worry actually about this one player that is going to be at long A. That's going to be Statutory Ape, who is definitely on the prowl here. We'll switch to his point of view, as it looks like he'll be able to get a free frag on JDM, who's not really paying attention. But no, he whiffed a few shots, and so JDM almost has a chance to hold it off. But at the very end, it will in fact be a kill there from Ape, and so a prevented save at the end of the day. Once again, a big shout out to all you guys who stuck around to watch. Like I said, I'm sorry it came up late, but I'm glad you guys stuck around and have stayed to watch. We are in the next round here, waiting to see if TST can keep it up, and it looks like they can. Of course, it is an eco round for Netcode, so this is to be expected. Not really a huge surprise at this point, but I think it might be surprising to some people that TST is doing this well. I admit, and other commentators have kind of counted TST out. We've kind of suspected that TST was probably no longer a LAN contender. They definitely suffered a lot of roster issues and different things like that. And so we certainly thought that that this team wouldn't really be worth a shit anymore, to be quite honest with you. But with the addition of a Dren, who is definitely a great in-game leader, definitely a great opper as well, and some of these players, they seem to be trying to put in at least some time to be competitive. And so with that being said, I mean, they're challenging Netcode very well, which is a team that we all kind of considered would be one of the LAN contending teams here in North America. So this is definitely pretty cool stuff to see a team that I think a lot of people would have considered an underdog doing this well against a playoff contending team, as we do see the CTs once again on an eco. That's why I'm kind of rambling on about this concept, because it is another eco, so should be an easy round here for TST. And as you can see, they've been able to already grab 2 frags without losing really any damage even on any of their players. Ollie finally gets taken down, but McNutty and A2Z are right back at it. And so Hayes is your last man standing here. Does get another kill onto A2Z, but in a 1 versus 3 situation, it's not looking too likely unless maybe he can grab this AK that he spotted. But Adrian is waiting for him with the op, and he'll take him out. And so that is another round to TST. Overall score now 7-3. So definitely a huge favorite here in TST. Of course, on the other hand, you do kind of expect teams to be able to get the majority of their rounds on the T side. D does too. Of course, that wasn't necessarily the case last night when we casted the match between Mediocre Gamers and Netcode. In fact, it was the CT side where we saw like a 6-1 scoreline in the first half where the CTs were ahead. So it's just one of those things. It just depends on the team and the day, I guess. As, we see an equal buy now finally from Netcode. They try to get aggressive on Cat, but we see A2Z and company challenging it very well. JDM still trying to make something happen. That molly prevents him really from falling back, so he's still trying to stay posted up with his op. He's trying to get some pop flash support from his teammate who is at the stairs. It looks like they are starting to kind of fall back off Cat now. They realize they're not going to be able to find anything there, and so TST does get control of the mid as well as this first level of Cat. But once again, they're trying to work their way out mid and try to peek towards CT spawn. You see Cutler set up with this pop flash on the X-ray mode, and that might get him some kills, but no, Abe is able to run past the flash, gets the kill on the Cutler. CT's trying to rotate through spawn, but A2Z cutting them off 1 by 1. And so JDM, once again, your last man standing in a 1 versus 3. He's been able to find 1 frag onto A2Z. 1 versus 2 now for JDM as the bomb has been planted. McNutty's going to stay inside the site. Paulie has gone into tunnels. Looks like McNutty may try to peek the window. At least he was thinking about it, but decides against that action. We do see JDM. Looks like he's actually going for this. He's slowly working his way up. He's looking for the kill. Paulie is going to be here at the big box. JDM easing his way in. He does spot him. Gets the shot on the Paulie now. 1 versus 1. McNutty's in the back, but McNutty will be the one that come up with the shot. A great attempt by JDM, but equally great play from TST. As you can see, they've won the last 4 rounds in a row, and even before that, they had a nice little 3-round winning streak. So TST definitely seems to be in the driver's seat so far this game. As no one has won this match yet, you haven't missed it, Iceberg. The match is just going into the first half, so we still have a long way to go. As just to let you guys know that there was some confusion that Complexity was going to play iBuyPower tonight on ESEA. Just to let you know that is not happening tonight. So just wanted to let you know that. It's going to get rescheduled for probably Sunday or Monday. So just wanted to make you guys aware. As once again, we were in another eco round. So pretty much easy pickings for TST yet again. As the score will now move up to 9-3. Also a shout out to CSGO Lounge for once again highlighting this stream tonight, which I almost didn't deserve it because I almost had enough tech issues where I couldn't even get the stream up. Also shout out to GoRGN TV on Twitch, who is also casting this match and maybe casting some stuff after this is over, so I may be directing you guys to that channel after this match is over, depending on what they're doing next. As we are in another equal gun round here. Only 3 rounds left in the half, and so far TST is doing really well. So Netcode really needs to find a few more wins. I realize that usually this map is T favored, but at the same time, you don't want to be going into the second half down 12-3. So definitely Netcode needs to find something here, and they need to find it quick. I know it's difficult because they're playing without Finesse, which is actually, I think, their in-game leader. At least he was last season, so that may be hurting them a little bit. As Ape is going to go ahead and lead the charge on the catwalk. Already getting a pick onto JDM, so Opper down from Netcode. McNutty able to find Lucky. And Adrenaline Company just continuing the charge up. Cat, they're going to get the kill onto Hayes. Looks like they are going to get the bomb plant here at the A bomb site. And it's going to be up to Bog and Cutler to see what they can do. And it looks like they're just so far away. They're inside the B bomb site. They're just going to try to save, but Paulie and company definitely going to give chase here to try to prevent this save. One is at the car. Paulie going to spot that, but Bog there to bail him out. But TST is now completely aware of where these 2 players are at, so they're going to go for it. And Cutler will get taken out there by A2Z. Bog Able to get the frag there, but now Bog is getting pinched right now from a Dren from the B site, and also Statutory 8 at the lower tons. And eventually it will be the kill there for Statutory 8, as the score will now go 10-3. So, man, oh man. Crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy stuff. So let's get into the next round here. Got 2 rounds left in the first half, 10-3 scoreline. TST is, like, I mean, I've been beating this point to death, but it's true. TST's been playing very well for being kind of an underdog, but once again, Netcode having to play with a sub, so I'm sure that that does kind of affect the chemistry of the team, so to speak, but still don't want to take away from TST's play. They certainly look pretty strong here. JDM trying to play aggressive cat once again with his teammates, but the molly and the nades forcing JDM out. He's already taken down the 39 HP, and TST is now working their way up. Ace is going to fire some shots at Dren. Going to miss the op, but he just presses through the smoke with the CZ. He doesn't care. YOLOing it, making the BDPs, whatever you like to call it. And we saw Lucky and Bog fight back pretty decently there at the end, but it was still not enough. TST winning it another round, so that brings them to a grand total of 7 rounds in a row. Of course, the scoreboard tells you that it's 11 overall, so there you go. So we do have Casey Foster in here from Netcode, guys. We'll talk about him in just a second, as we do have the last round of the half, so I kind of want to focus on that. But we do have Paulie getting the kill there onto Cutler. 4 versus 3. And Netcode's actually fighting back pretty well in this round. They got it down to a 3 versus 3, but 8 making his way into the B site, able to take Bog out, and so now the advantage goes back to TST. The bomb's actually still in T-spawn. It is now finally making its way to B. So there's an opportunity here for Netcode to try to overpower Ape, who's alone in the site, but Adren is basically cutting that off. As we can see, he picked up that op frag, and so that pretty much killed it. So we'll switch to Lucky now. 1 versus 3. Winnable situation here, but we'll have to see. Gets the bomb down on McNutty. Nice job, but then that molly and everything else just got him stuck in the door, and so TST is up 12-3. So shout out to Casey Foster, who is in chat. For those of you who do not know who Casey Foster is, he is actually, I guess, the owner of Netcode, who is the one sponsoring this team that we're watching tonight. So shout out to Casey Foster for supporting the scene by sponsoring one of the teams in the Invite Division. But also, he gives a good site for you guys to get tips and learn about the game. Now, granted, I know there's a lot of free options out there. You know, I know Adren, for instance, puts out videos on his own channel on YouTube that gives tips. I have tip videos on my YouTube as well that are free, that teach you how to throw certain grenades and stuff like that. But the bottom line is that netcodeguides.com puts out literally daily content. And so while it does have a cost to it, there's so much more stuff on there than what some of the free options provide. So I maybe only put out a tip video once every few weeks. I think Adren puts out 1 video a week now. Netcode puts out a video every day, or some type of written guide every day. And there's lots of great stuff on there. So definitely check out netcodeguides.com. And the reason why I'm giving them a shout out is not because like he's paying me or anything like that, because he certainly, you know, I'm just doing this because I support groups that support the scene. And I thought it was awesome that Casey was able to sponsor this team, because without his sponsorship, this team may have not had the funding to go to some of the different events that they're going to be going to. So that's really cool, basically. So big shout out there to netcodeguides.com. Be sure to check that out. Get some tips. But let's get into the second half here. Let's see if TST can finish this off quickly, or if Netcode can fight back. Like I said, it is unfortunate they're missing one of their starting 5, which is actually their in-game leader, and Finesse. Definitely hurts, and D2 has always been kind of known as a map that people can kind of get away with pugging on. But with that being said, I think Adren has definitely kind of started helping this team out a lot as far as a leading perspective goes. You see TST being very aggressive, 2 cat, 1 up door, so they're giving up long A. Basically just a retake setup. They're really more mid and B heavy, but of course now they'll probably start noticing that they're not getting any intel. The smoke's now up on the cross, so Netcode will be making their way into A, but what a grenade from Pauly. Takes Cutler down immediately, and because TSD had 2 CTs on Cat, they're still going to be able to immediately start contesting this and start making this retake, as Adren is also coming from CT spawn, so they already have a really quick retake. So the fact they gave up long, not too big of a deal because they were already on Cat and right there at mid, but JDM and Hayes with the Glocks just delivering the headshots. You see 8 trying to make a push here from long A. He was able to find 1 frag, so it is now a 2 versus 3. McNutty and 8 trying to make things happen here, but Lucky is just too strong there. So is Hayes from the spawn. And so Netcode will get the pistol. If they can get the next 2 rounds, make it a 12-6 type situation, all of a sudden, Netcode's potential to make a comeback would certainly be a lot better than what it would have been had they have lost that pistol. That was definitely a very obvious, I guess, John Madden type quote to say such a thing, of course. But hey, you know, sometimes you gotta state the obvious, I guess. I don't know. Either way, TST has decided to pretty much full buy. Second round, the most that you can do is head armor and upgrade your pistol if you're a CT. As you can see, some of them are at $0 or $50 or at $100. So this is about the best you can do in the second round. So I pretty much call it a full buy. And it's basically like they want to go for the win here. There's no real con to this type of play because you can still buy in round number 3, which is when you would normally buy anyway, or round number 4 rather. So this isn't necessarily a terrible idea, especially if you can catch them up close with the CZ or like a 5.7, which has such a rapid rate of fire and has a lot of bullets in it. But as you can see, the terrorists are definitely looking to go towards the B-bomb site, which means McNutty will be the one popping up, playing a little whack-a-mole there with Bog, and Bog will take him down, and of course McNutty will get off the call that all 5 are B. And TST actually making a good decision here, I think. Some of you guys might be wondering, what the hell are they doing? They only have pistols. Why aren't they going for this? Well, the bottom line is they have 4 people with head armor, and that head armor is definitely worth saving for the next round, basically. Especially if, yeah, I mean, that's all they're really going to save is the head armor. Plus, they get to save their upgraded pistol. So that means that next round, they can basically do the exact same thing. It's going to be basically just a repeat of this round because terrorists likely won't upgrade at all. They'll keep their Galils that they have on their players. They'll keep those 2 AKs. So essentially, it'll just be kind of even-steven to what it was this round, I guess you could say.
Terrorists win.
Once again, I do thank all of you for tuning in. If you're enjoying yourself, please hit that follow button. I hit the 2K follower mark last night, which was an awesome goal for me. And obviously the next goal is 3,000. I try to increase it by 1,000 each time. So if you enjoy yourself, hit the follow button. I do cast on this channel pretty much Sunday through Thursday. Granted, there is 1 night a week where I cast on the ESEA channel, but the other 4 nights of the week I'm casting on here, casting matches just like this or other pro games or semi-pro games. So if you enjoy Counter-Strike, you enjoy esports, you enjoy the commentary here on this channel, definitely hit that follow button on Twitch if you don't mind. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Those links are in the chat now as well as at the bottom of the page. So once again, thanks everybody for tuning in, and I hope I'll see you more often. As we are in the next round here, score is 12-5. Of course, the head armor was saved on 4 of those players from TST, as well as those pistols. McNutty did full save, so we pretty much have an equal standing to last round, but Netcode definitely looking to press the issue at mid. JDM already easing his way out here with Cutler. There are 2 CTs in the CT spawn. Adren delivers a lot of damage, and Ape is able to at least deliver the trade. Pauly coming in. That grenade could be huge, and it will be. He'll get a kill onto Cutler. And so TST keeping this round pretty close, but now we do have Lucky and Hayes starting to fight back. CT's continuing to try to jump through the smoke and make a play, and Lucky is able to get a bunch of free frags out of that. So essentially what we have seen is Netcode able to win the last 3 rounds in a row here in the second half, so that means it's now 12-6. Now they're at least in a position to come back. I mean, the thing is, on T side of this map, if you can get the momentum, it's certainly not an impossible task to tie this game back up and eventually maybe even take the lead. So, but we're going to have a direct contest at long A. You saw the terrorists throwing their set smoke and flashes on the corner of long. You have Adren throwing pop flash for his 2 teammates to go ahead and peek around this smoke, and that pop flash delivers huge for TST as A2Z and Pauly just using it to come out and get definitely the better of the trades here at long A. We'll get another frag, and that's actually bombed down. So now JDM, your last man standing here with the op, and he's in a pretty terrible situation. But we've definitely seen JDM do some crazy things with the op, so I wouldn't count him out to maybe pick up a couple of frags here. Gonna get one on mid onto McNutty, but he's getting pressed that long, I think. Or they might just be sitting up here in the corner. May not actually aggress him. Adrian, as you can see, just chilling right there in the corner. Maybe JDM might spam that. It's a common spot to spam a shot at, so could see that. Could see Adrian peek like right now while JDM's not paying attention, and that is what's gonna happen. So basically what I want to point out what happened here is you'll see CT, or terrorists, as they're pressing long, throw smokes that block this corner out. And because that's kind of where you sometimes see CTs just try to peek into the long door through kind of this site. And so the smoke blocks that. But Adrin was positioned here while two people were pressing long, and he was just streaming pop flashes that exploded kind of inside that smoke or right above it. So the smoke kind of got countered by the pop flashes from Adrin, and they were able to win the shots because of the terrorists being blind, basically. We see Adrin and company trying to exchange shots here at mid, but Adrin is kind of smoked out, so he's just kind of guessing, not able to land the shot just yet. And the terrorists are starting to gather up a couple of people here at mid. We do have Hayes at Xbox trying to throw some fire down at Adrin. Ape is going to be here to help Adrin out, though. Going to throw some counter nades. So as you can see, Hayes actually taking down to 21 HP, Lucky down to 62. So some definite damage dealt there. CTs are all pretty healthy, with the exception of Ape, who I guess took a little bit of damage there. They definitely got the better of all of that. And McNutty delivering the headshot onto JDM, and so that's a good way to start things off if you're TST as well. But we do see Netcode starting to aggress mid. 8 playing in the B door, throwing some flashes to counter. Adrin is smoked off, so he's unable to do anything. So Hayes will get the frag on Ape, and this should mean a B split here. McNutty able to pick up one more frag in the process, though, so this keeps it even in a 3 versus 3, which does help out a lot. But we see Lucky playing so well at the double doors, catches the players trying to rotate through CT spawn. So now Pauly with your LMS rotating through B tons. Both terrorists are outside the site. Balk on the doors. Lucky going to be right there to his right. Pauly will smoke off the door here and actually make his way into the site to try to defuse. He's going to fake the defuse. He's looking for the window. Balk is going to be peeking window. He'll spray the FAMAS. He gets the kill there. Now it's a 1 versus 1, but he gets back on the bomb immediately, and Lucky was right behind Bog on that retake through the window. And so Pauly was not able to get off the bomb again in time to be able to try to trade some shots there. So in the end, Lucky really won that round for Netcode, if you ask me. I mean, the way he cut off the rotates from CT spawn at mid, and then he came in late there in the 1 versus 1, that was definitely a great individual effort there by Lucky. We're going to see the terrorists starting to spill their way out long again, and this time they'll get the better of it. Of course, it is an eco for TST, so this is kind of to be expected. Smoke going up on the cross here. Oh my goodness, Ball catches Adrin trying to boost at the elevator spot, and that sucks, basically. It's looking like TST is definitely going to let this round go. They do have the remaining players kind of towards CT spawn, trying to look and see if they can't maybe grab somebody, peeking from A plat, or maybe dropping down from the catwalk. Ape is going to go ahead and actually start peeking Cutler here, and Cutler will get the better of that. So McNutty now, last man standing here with the USP silence, is kind of chilling. Trying to maybe find an exit. That's really the best that he can do at this point. If he peeks Hayes, that would actually be his best chance at getting a frag. Of course, he just caught a grenade with his teeth. And so that obviously didn't help his cause, and then Cutler was rotating it back from long 8, and we'll take him out. So the score is now 13-8, and as I was saying at this point, I mean, it could really go either way. I mean, Stream Team is, you know, only 3 rounds away from winning, only 2 rounds away from a game point. I think a Stream Team can get to game point, they'll likely win. But at the same time, Netcode having 8 from T side of D-Dust 2 with the momentum on their side, I mean, they're only, you know, 5 rounds away from tying this up, so that's actually not that bad on this particular map from the T side. So with another eco round coming in from TST, this is going to allow hopefully a quick 13-9 unless they run into some trouble here at B. But it looks like they shouldn't, as McNutty will get taken out immediately by Cutler, and so Netcode is going to have control of the D side. CTs are definitely on the retake. They're doing a little bit of damage here through the door, but it's not enough to get the frag. Lucky is still alive, even though he did take a lot of hits here. Pauly actually flanking long. Hayes at T-spawn to cut off that rotation. ATZ able to finally get the kill there onto Lucky, who was bleeding out for most of the round. But in the end, Hayes still trying to cut off rotates from T-spawn, but the 3 CTs are definitely just outside B. So there is a slight numbers advantage actually at the site because Hayes is so far away. But it looks like TST is actually going to go for it here. They're going to save their armor and their upgraded pistols on the 3 players left. Adren is maybe looking still for an exit. We see one player also waiting for an exit here in lower B, which is statutory 8. So they're not going for it anymore, obviously. They're just trying to get guns down. Adren actually... Oh my god. He actually snuck into B, picked up an AK, got far enough into B tunnels to not get killed by the bomb explosion. And the terrorists had already kind of made their way through B tunnels to T-spawn and didn't even notice that Adren just did that. That, my friends, is the most pro move as far as saving a gun goes. Like, it doesn't get much more pro than that for a gun save. But you see JDM opening up nicely on Adren at the corner there. Definitely a great play from JDM. So JDM starting to hit his stride here in the second half, as Netcode is looking to try to increase their chances of the comeback, and they need every round to do it. As you can see, they're looking to go towards B. They have most of their numbers here in the B tunnels. Now, Ape and McNutty are playing right here by the B site. But Ape kind of has his attention towards double doors, where Hayes is actually coming out. So Ape might be able to peek the corner here and get the kill onto Hayes. We'll have to just see. But Color takes down McNutty inside the B side in the meantime, which means Ape has to kind of worry about mid and B. But he does hold his ground at mid, and he gets the first kill there onto Hayes. But there still is 4 terrorists in the B bomb site that needs to be accounted for here if you're TST. And so far, it's not going too well. JDM picked up another op frag there. Ape is outside the window area. We already see A2Z bailing with the op to save it inside the pit. Ape is going to take his M4. Looks like he's just going to try to get an exit, or maybe just full. Yeah, looks like he's not even trying to exit at this point. He's just trying to save his gun and be as safe as possible. So definitely going to see a 13-10 scoreline in favor of TeamStreamTeam, but definitely great work here. Once again, appreciate all you beautiful viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are awesome. You guys would be here even without Go Lounge, right? Because you love me that much? Come on. Lie to me. Lie to me and tell me you would still be here. Alright. So with the score now being 13-10, TeamStreamTeam has the lead, but it is definitely deteriorating very rapidly at this point. This is one of the closest score margins we've actually seen this entire match, at least since I started casting, and of course I got started a little bit late. But yeah, ever since I started casting the game, it's definitely not been this close in quite some time. And JDM once again getting the better of the long A pick exchange. That time there was no op, there was a rifle. But even still, great job there. But ATZ actually able to get the kill onto Hayes, and here comes the B aggression, and Adren rotating with the P250 picks up a kill as well. And all of a sudden this round getting a little bit dangerous for Netcode. It's still an even 3 versus 3, and oh, a grenade coming in from Cutler, and Bog just broke the round and brought it back in favor of Netcode, but Adren still trying to challenge him with the 250. Some damage being dealt to Bog and Cutler. Adren actually picks up an op, smoke up. He's going to try to sneak down the smoke and get the bomb planter, but Cutler spams the smoke right in time to prevent that. And so Ape is going to be alone 1 versus 3. He's just going to grab this op and likely save it. And so JDM has been opening up these last few rounds very well with this op. And the rest of the team has also fought hard to take the sites and hold on to them very, very well. And so this is probably like the 3rd or 4th round in a row we've seen TST have to back off of a retake and just save what they could. And, you know, it's all fine and dandy right now because TeamStreamTeam still has the lead. But sooner or later, they're going to be forced to go for these clutch situations. And they've been at the numbers disadvantage almost every single time in the late round. So it's definitely not boding well for TST. Certainly a great opportunity for Netcode to maybe take this game in the end. That is true, Legend. You are a fan. You donated. Shout out to you, my man. Shout out to all the people who donated, but most importantly, shout out to all you newcomers and stuff like that, as well as my regulars for tuning in tonight. I'll be answering questions and maybe playing some games after this match is over for you guys if you want to stick around. As we are going to get into the next round here. It is an even gun round. We have a double op setup, so that's kind of important. McNutty has the op at B. Adren is going to have the op at long A. So this is kind of a fallback strategy for CT sometimes to get an op on both sides of the map if you're noticing that you're kind of falling out. As long as you have 2 really good snipers, it is actually fully okay to play this type of meta. And Dren and McNutty are certainly, definitely good offers, so this is actually not a bad idea to try to change things up if you're TST. So far, they have gotten the opening pick on this round as Hayes has been taken out. Terrace are looking like they're wanting to go mid. JDM is going to be easing his way out there with the op. Pauly and A2Z retaking long late. Noticing there's nothing there. Adren is going to be watching the cross here with the op. But let's switch back to JDM. He's been delivering, and he actually shoots Adren right in the D. Takes Adren down there. It's his 17 HP. So definitely got the better of that exchange. But now Pauly is giving the flank. He got aggressive at long A, and he's able to take the offer down. That's a huge loss there if you're Netcode to lose your offer in this situation, but they're still trying their best to take Cap, but A2Z holding them off from CT spawn with that silence in 4. Bog is at least going to be able to get the bomb plant, but in a 1 versus 4 situation, this is not looking good at all for him, and Pauly will be able to take him out immediately. The bomb will be defused, and TST has finally found themselves around after a bit of a scoring drought, which will make the overall score at this point now 14-11. So at this point, it's so back and forth, I can't even really tell. I mean, if TST can use that to grab another round, gets a game point, I think TST still has a good chance to win. But remember that the Terrorists still have a lot of bank. They've been on a roll this half for the majority of it. So it's definitely still anyone's game at this point is what I'm trying to say. Gotta watch out for that dick shot, guys. May not kill you, but does hurt. You can definitely quote that. Because we are going to see Netcode once again trying to take up long A. They've had mixed results on their long A hits. Usually JDM's actually been able to get the first pick at long, though, so I don't blame Netcode for falling to this type of strategy. Still a double op setup for TST. That's also important to point out. It worked for them last time, so we'll see how it works here again. But A2Z was really kind of the main man of last round, holding off the cat aggression in CT spawn. That was really the biggest play of that round that helped TST win it. McNutty not going to find anything at B, as you can see, but Adren is going to deliver the first shot here. I think that may have even been through the smoke, so definitely a great shot there from Adren. But Netcode still does get in, and they may be able to get the spawn plant, depending on if they plant safe or not. Looks like they will get Hayes to go ahead and plant safely, so the bomb has at least been put down, but Netcode is at a one-man disadvantage on this retake, and Pauly is quick to come through the smoke and grab one frag. A2Z also going to grab one as well. Better of all this, Cutler trying to fight back from the car, gets one, but touchdown pass coming in there is going to get one. JDM now has to do this alone with the op, and he's getting sandwiched from long and from CT spawn, and at the end of the day, he's not able to be the hero, so a game point situation. Now for TST. I don't know why the hell my camera kept going to third person. I was on auto director. I don't know what it was doing. I do apologize for that, so I kind of missed some of that stuff. But hopefully you still got the grand scheme of things of what happened there. I really have no idea why I was doing that. But can a TST close? They will actually be a double op versus a double op, so that makes things interesting. And Dren actually slightly peeks mid, but doesn't dedicate to the peak there, so no fire really being dealt at that point. McNutty is still holding on the B with the op, and in all actuality, Netcode hasn't hit B yet since McNutty's been there with an op. So I'm curious to see if Netcode does decide to go B, if they may not even realize that there's an op there. They haven't caught on to that maybe. So the fact that they'll run into it for the first time on what could be the last round might be enough of a shocker to give TST a huge advantage here. Like, I don't know if they'll think of this. As Cutler will actually peek out, and he gets taken out immediately by McNutty. Kind of a rough peek there from Cutler, and McNutty makes him pay for it. Adren has also collected a frag in the process. Pauly, once again, being aggressive at long A. He's done this a couple of times, and this time it's paying off huge. 2 frags. And it is a win for TST. They don't even lose a single person in the process. What a great play in the end there from TST. They were starting to struggle a bit. Netcode was starting to make a comeback. Starting to look like maybe we were going to see Netcode maybe winning this. But at the end of the day, TST had a super strong first half from their T side, winning the first half 12-3. And they were a little bit shaky at the beginning of the first half. They definitely were starting to allow Netcode to creep back into the game. The score at one point was 13-11, for instance. So definitely a great effort by Netcode to close the gap. But at the end, TST switches to a double op setup, and from that point forward, they didn't drop around, and they wound up winning the game 16-11. So guys, if you guys would please stick around, I'm going to try to get a post-game interview here from one of the TST guys. I usually try to get a post-game interview at the end of every match that I cast. So if you guys would stick around, I'm going to try to do that. Maybe I can try to get a Dren or something. I know he's streaming, so he may or may not want to come on here and talk with me. But I'm going to try to do that for you guys. So if you'll just stay tuned for just a bit, I'm going to try to get that post-game interview from a Dren. If you don't have time to stick around, please hit that follow button on Twitch if you don't mind. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I'd appreciate that. I'll be casting again on this channel either Sunday or Monday. And I cast Sunday through Thursday every week. So there's lots of casting on this channel throughout the week. So if you like esports, you like CSGO, you like all that stuff, you like my commentary maybe, well, that's kind of a stretch. But if you like that too, definitely just hit that follow button. But I'll be back in a few seconds. I got to go take a piss, I'm going to be honest. And then after that, I'm going to see if I can get a post-game interview. So just stay tuned. Be right back.